playing over 100 concerts every year. So every concert is a different concert hall, different concert piano, and different mood of me. And never will be the same interpretation 100%.
Welkom bij Vlak voor de Gong, de podcast van Muziekcentrum De Bijloke, waarin ik muzikanten voor mijn microfoon trek om het te hebben over een pre-concertrituelen. Mijn gast deze keer is pianist, componist en wereldburger. Fazıl Say was in Gent en we hebben het geweten, want voor een hopeloos uitverkochte concertzaal speelde hij een recital met voor de pauze muziek van zijn favoriete componisten, Mozart, Debussy en Ravel, en in de tweede concerthelft enkel eigen composities. Voor het zover was, konden we een kwartiertje met hem neerzetten in ons kraakhuis om het te hebben over een leven vol muziek. Mr. Say, welcome in the Bijloke.
Thank you.
I believe this is your first visit to our concert hall. Is that correct?
Since when is this concert hall?
It's renovated in 2020, so the view as you have now is from 2020, but there are concerts here since 1980.
Because I played a chamber music concert maybe 15 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe, but for sure after the renovation first time.
Yeah, first time. Let me maybe first talk a bit about the program that you will be performing here tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to play today in Gent a recital, solo recital, with Mozart, Debussy, Ravel, and after is my own compositions. So I begin with the Mozart Sonata A major, the very famous Alla Turca final of it, Turkish March. And then there is several Debussy pieces from the preludes, and like La Cathédrale en Glucky and Minstrels, La Danse de Puck and so. So, and Clair de Lune from Suite Bergamesque. And in the end of the first half from Ravel, Miroir, and two pieces. In the second part, I am playing my own compositions, the New Life Sonata, 4 ballads, and Black Earth, and my jazz fantasies in the end.
Yes.
So I think this is a program introducing my composer and my interpreter side to the audience in Gent, and I'm very happy about it.
If you had to choose your favorite composers, would Mozart, Debussy and Ravel be among them?
I mean, there is no favorite composer for interpret. We are always in love with what we are working on the moment.
We talked a half year ago, I think, in Antwerp.
Yeah.
And then you told me that Debussy and Ravel, that they were responsible for changing the piano music, that they broadened the music.
Right.
How would you say, what is the influence of Debussy, Ravel, French piano music?
I mean, Debussy and Ravel, of course, with the French Impressionists, there are many revolutions on the piano music. Debussy with the colorizing with pedal and una corda, and of course the colorizing is depending of the harmonic world. That these two composers has a large revolution in the tonal to antilatonal harmonic world, and dedicated to telling stories with piano, and that makes this piano music actually growing into a revolutionary playing.
Is telling stories the main goal of playing music?
Of course, for example, the Debussy preludes, each one has a name, and we have to make a movie, make a story, make a poetry of this very dedicated moment of music.
Do you envision that movie when you are playing it, or?
Of course, we have to play and follow the idea of interpretation and telling the story.
Do you also, when composing, do you also start with the story you are wanting to tell?
Yes, but I'm composing since I'm 5 years old and improvising too. And of course, a composer should know what he is composing and why. And with the methods, harmonics, rhythms, in my music, lots of rhythms. Of course, from my country, Turkish rhythms, irregular bars, for example. And the piano music is very developed. 21st century composers, piano music also has influences of great classical but great jazz pianists, and in a harmonic world of 20th century and 21st century musics, and sometimes also experimental sounds. For me, is reaching the ethnical sound. Sometimes it's necessary use the piano prepared and with hand prepared. I mean, softly with hand prepared, and so on. So I also end my concert with the jazz fantasies. They are worldwide famous, like Alaturka jazz and Paganini jazz. But the New Life Sonata, the beginning piece of my own piece, that was a pandemic piece, telling the feelings of COVID pandemic period with quarantines, empty streets and cities. And so this dramatic period of almost 2 years, and as a composer, as a piano musician, I put my feelings into this music.
It was in the same time, I think, that you recorded the Ravel Miroir. That was during the COVID pandemic as well, right?
Yes.
Do they, the New Life and Miroir, do they have the same feeling behind it? Do they have the same story behind it?
There is no same story, but of course in Miroir you can feel that was in a studio with people with masks and recorded in a difficult way in Turkey. But it is today, a musician is always putting his life and actual life into music. We are going to play every concert. I'm playing over 100 concerts every year. So every concert is a different concert hall, different concert piano that we got used to, and different mood of me, of person, of interpreter, and never will be the same interpretation 100%. There will be always new stories, new experiments, and because the acoustics and piano can allow you to try new things, and also because in the life it is impossible to repeat. We always have to develop. That means every day we try a better one in a concert, and this is not, of course, physical, psychological situation, and also the energy in the hall with the audience. And audience energy is very important. They are curious sometimes. They listen. You can feel they listen every second of it. They try to understand you, and this is, of course, a fantastic energy.
Is it a different feeling when playing a solo recital or soloing with an orchestra or chamber orchestra?
No, I mean, this is orchestra music with piano, or orchestra music is music too, piano music is music too, chamber music is music too. I mean, no, they are always masterpieces of music, of great composers since Baroque times, since Bach and even earlier. And until today, there will be always good composers, good masterpieces, good pieces of music. So, and we have to deliver them to audience as an interpret, as good as we can interpret. We can make the colors and music, taking music always as music. Sometimes a Bach fuga is a perfect mathematical music, but sometimes we play, Szymanowski, Bartók, Stravinsky as atonal things, more, or even second half of 20th century, even more abstract to understand for audiences. We have to make clear, to make understand what is happening in this time during we listen it, and this is our job.
The wide repertoire that you have, does playing Bartók improve how you play Bach? Does playing Ravel improve how you play Mozart? Or are those different worlds?
There are different worlds. There are different countries and cultures. I mean, if we play composers of Eastern Europe, like Shostakovich, Bartók, Stravinsky, Szymanowski, Enescu, and Turkish composers, of course, the roots they have, the DNA of the music, of folklore, they listen from the childhood until they grown up. It's a different culture, different folklore, different melodies, rhythms than the Western Europe. And if we go to Western Europe, I mean, French music and German music has always differences in terms of aesthetics. Germans has more architectural music like Bach and Beethoven, and French music like Rameau or Daken or Couperin, much more freer Baroque music, much more improvisation into it. And considering classic of Vienna, like Mozart, Haydn, Schubert, all these Austrian composers, they are not extremely German. I mean, they are in between of aesthetic of Italian, Hungarian, and German. So, of course, we have to, and this is getting wider and wider. Today we have composers of America, South America, Asia, and Middle Eastern composers. So the world is sharing. Of course, it is easier now with the technology. We can reach digitally and through the social medias to the cities and countries we never been. Even the audiences like me and giving first time recital in Gent, and but some people knowing me here.
I think a lot of people know you. It is a sold-out concert. I think everyone is awaiting your concert. The word improvisation has dropped in the conversation a few times. Is that something that occurs during the concerts or only during composition phase?
Composition, of course, and improvisation and compositions are brothers. I mean, composition becoming, by the progress of lots of improvisations and tries and changes and tries and so, and sometimes a composer, like a painter, thinks this what I did yesterday is not so powerful, so I try some this way and produce this way. I mean, but improvising in the concerts is a job of jazz musicians. They are, of course, walking bass and certain harmonics of the melody of the piece. They have to repeat and make their improvisations. It is a bit belonging time of the harmonics improvisation. But composers' improvisation is a complete empty paper improvisation. So that is at home alone. I play also in piano concertos my cadenzas. It is written cadenzas. But in the end, everything begins with an improvisation, of course.
On your website, there are 3 words: Pianist, componist, wereldburger. In that order?
I mean, of course, pianist and composer I am since I'm 5 years old. And becoming professional, I don't want to use this word professional, but let's say at least from the times I won competitions, first prizes, and my first albums become bestsellers. So this procedure began my 20s. Since 35 years I'm doing worldwide concerts, seeing everywhere in the world, Japan, China, Korea, Brazil, Canada, America, and even every village of Europe. So that makes me a citizen of world. And with my piano and my compositions and my interpretations, I can be understood without speaking. I mean, we don't speak during the concerts. We don't tell stories, but we make music, and
the music
everything. Music will tell everything. So that is, let's say, this universal language of music. I transform it always in my life, and makes me understandable, and I make the music understandable for the audiences.
Mm-hmm. During all your concerts, and you play more than 100 times a year, do you still feel stressed before going on stage?
No, I'm not stressed, but I'm very happy if a concert is good, and not happy if it's bad. I mean, okay. Sometimes you cannot stop that the concert will be good and bad. So this is psychological things. Sometimes we artists are very tired. I know that audience doesn't care what did you do the last 3 days coming from Tokyo and didn't sleep, and so nobody interested in Belgium or Holland, you know. The people bought tickets to listen to a good concert, so there is not in their intentions of that artist is bringing the level. We will bring always the level, which is not sometimes the case, but most of the time we have to be as expectations. We have to do always in certain level, even in blackest day, a good level that is the pieces are good played, and the interpretation has a smell of a nice artwork. So that is the minimum we can deliver. But of course, in 3 days with great instruments, it can be a major concert. Well, thank you very much for your questions.
Thank you for the conversation. Enjoy the concert.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
See
you
you tonight. Ik moet eerlijk zijn dat ik op voorhand vooral uitkeek naar hoe Fazıl Say met Mozart en Ravel aan de slag zou gaan, en na het concert volledig overdonderd was door zijn eigen composities. Vooral zijn ballades heb ik thuis nadien nog af en toe opgezet. Om niet te zeggen, het was een concert dat bleef plakken. Bedankt aan Fazıl Say voor het heel boeiende gesprek. De muziek die je vandaag hoorde zijn fragmenten uit zijn pianosonate Yeni Hayat, opus 99, Black Earth, opus 8, en dan 3 van zijn ballades, Nazim, opus 12-1, 6, opus 40b, en tenslotte Kumru, hieronder opus 12-2. Dit was de voorlaatste aflevering van Vlak voor de Gong. Jullie hebben er dus nog eentje te goed. En terwijl we vorig seizoen afsloten met afscheidnemend chef-dirigent Elim Can, doen we dat deze keer met afscheidnemend chef-dirigent Christina Posca. Vond je de podcast leuk? Laat dan een review achter en spread the word bij familie, vrienden en mede-muziekliefhebbers. Bedankt om te luisteren en tot de volgende keer.